Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Ken's Cuts. Thanks a lot for stopping by. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if it's your first time here, thanks for stopping by. In today's Sunday edition, I wanted to talk about a really good week that I had here in the wood yard. Sales are starting to pick up. I hit the Motherload. I got some wood coming in, and I've actually got a solution for my tabletop mini split dilemma that I talked about in last week's episode. Something literally fell into my lap, so I wanted to talk about that as well. So let me get everything set up here and I'll be right back. Stick around. Alright guys, welcome back. So behind me here on the trailer, yes, it is a small trailer. It's only a 5x10. But during the week in my travels around town, I stumbled upon a load of wood at the side of the road with a wooden sign indicating that it was free. I wasn't able to get it that day. Went to work the next day, and on the way home stopped by that property, and fortunately the wood was still there. So I raced home, grabbed the trailer, headed back over there, and on the bottom of the pile up under, at the nose of the trailer are small limb pieces. So I grabbed all of those first because that'll just be a single split, and was tossing all those into the trailer. And I was in a hurry, I was making some noise, and the owner actually came out to start his truck and put some things in the truck. I think he worked shift work and was trying to get ready to go to work. And I apologized for blocking the edge of his driveway. He said, no worries. He's like, you're actually helping me with this. It's been out here for a week and a half, and I was really hoping someone would pick it up. So he actually offered to help me. Some of the big rounds on the back, it took two of us to pick them up, roll them up on the deck, on the tail of the trailer. And he thanked me. There were 4 or 5 pieces left that were kind of punky. I said, do you mind if I don't take those? He said, absolutely not, that's fine. They'll go in the back of my pickup truck. I'm headed to work, and those will go in the dumpster. And while I was looking at this stuff, I knew for certain that it was either silver or sugar maple. And I actually asked him, by chance, do you know what this is? And he said, well, I did a little bit of research, and I'm 99% certain that it's sugar maple. And when I show you some of the grain, it'll all make sense. I started doing a little bit of research. I posted it in the Back 40 Woodhounds group that I'm in, and a couple of guys have actually concurred that it is sugar maple, and this stuff is very, very heavy. It's quite a load on here. But also at the same time, I left his property and went on to gather up some other finds that I had stumbled onto on Marketplace. I recently befriended a couple in the next town. The wife does crafts on Etsy. The husband owns a sawmill. They mess with black walnut, they mess with oak, they mess with a lot of different exotics. And they had advertised that they had oak bundles for sale. And in my case, it was like wholesale pricing. So about 2 weeks ago, I purchased 10 bundles from them, and we arranged for a meetup and moved those 10 bundles over. I've actually flipped a couple of them already for my smoking wood customers, my pizza wood customers. They love this stuff. So early in the week, prior to me picking up this free maple, my phone goes off, and it's the husband of this couple, and he sends me a picture. He goes, hey, I've got some cutoffs here, and I wondered if you had a use for them. And he sends me a picture, and it was like a sign from the heavens coming down. I couldn't believe it. What I should mention is that the bundles that he sells, he's cutting at 14 inches because he is targeting solo stove customers, etc., and he found that 16 inches was just too big. Well, 14 inches in my world is exactly what I use for my smoking bundles. So it was a huge win-win. And he sends me a photo of all these cuts, these little pieces, these cookies off the ends of the splits. And he tells me he's got 5 garbage cans full of this stuff. And he's just looking to get rid of it. And I was like, are you kidding me? And he's like, he quoted me a price per garbage can. And I was like, heck yes. So I pick up this Motherload. I head over to their location to get the 5 garbage cans full. And as we're moving stuff from his van to my trailer, one of the garbage cans blows a hole out the side. So I was able to stack stuff up here in a couple recycle buckets, a couple garbage cans, and there's a toter over here that I use for my garbage that's got the equivalent of 2.5 garbage cans full of chunks in it. So I'm going to flip the camera around here for a second and show you what I've got. And this is going to be an absolute win for my customers that have mini tabletops, and you know, actually for customers that are looking for chunks for their smokers, because this stuff is ready to go. I can fill, you know, 5-gallon buckets and sell it pretty cheap and still make a nice profit margin. So let me flip the camera around here and I'll show you what I got going on. Okay guys, so these are all the maple pieces from the trunk of the tree. Off camera, I'm actually going to count growth rings and see roughly. This tree's got to go about 60 years old. And this piece right here, the orange with the orange paint, is actually the trunk piece that was cut from the bottom. And then the next piece up, it was a notch piece, which is up there. That was the notch piece that they actually used to drop the tree. And then once they got that cut off, they cut the stump over here. So these are all trunk pieces, but what I want to point out is there are markings on these that, from my understanding, is an indication that the previous owner, prior to the gentleman that I spoke with, because he didn't know anything about this, but the markings on here, which are absolutely cool looking, are actually marks from syrup taps over the years. So if you look at some of those rings on the outside and count back maybe 10 or 15 years, a previous homeowner was tapping this tree in their backyard for maple syrup. And I just think the markings on here are absolutely cool. So that's those pieces. And then there's more up here. And then, you know, there's some limbwood, you know, over there on the far side. And then over here are the scraps that I got. Some of these are shorts. These pieces here were not something that Rob wanted to mess with. These are literally 12 inches. And, you know, I could make a respectable bundle out of this red oak. And so he said, well, these were too short for my bundle, so I threw them in. So there's a few more splits in here as well. But underneath of all of this, these pieces on the top are all these chunks. This is like perfect for what I'm after. I mean, some of these are a tiny bit big, but my smoking customers would love these. So I can actually cull some of those out and, you know, make separate buckets. But over here, this toter, we actually filled it on the trailer because there was no way I was going to try and pull this thing on the trailer. Look at this. This is absolutely insane. All of these chunks, all of these pieces, all these little whatnot pieces were cut-offs that he just wanted to get rid of. I think it's a win-win in my book. So that's what we got going on today. I'm not going to actually do any wood processing today. Early in the week, I had 2 customers come to me. One is a new order. The other is my barber. He told me he had a monster barbecue 2 weekends ago and he's just about out of wood. So I'll need to make him about 5 bundles. A nice potpourri of oak, cherry, hickory, apple, and pecan is what he asked for. And then I have a customer that wants pecan and apple chunks. So I'll be making up some chunks of pecan and apple this week. But that's all I got for today, guys. All right, guys, that's about going to wrap this one up for this week. I just wanted to talk about the highlights in the wood yard this week and what I got going on. It's about 57 degrees. I'm not going to be doing any wood today. I've got a vegetable garden that needs planting. I picked up all my plants last Friday, and they've had the week to harden off, and I got to get stuff in the ground. The sun is shining, puffy clouds, as you can see behind me, and that's about all. So if you like this kind of stuff, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and share with your friends. My recent analytics, I'm at about 70% unsubscribed viewers, and it doesn't cost a penny to click that subscribe button. I'm currently at 295 subs, pushing to get to 300. For me, that's a personal milestone. This video will air on Sunday morning, and then I want to share a post lunchtime Sunday regarding something fun that happened to me. I had a fellow woodhound reach out and interview me, and there'll be a podcast coming up, so I'll be sharing a link Sunday afternoon for that, so keep an eye out for it. I'll actually have 2 posts on Sunday to keep you guys entertained for your viewing and listening pleasure. So until next Sunday, get outside, get cutting, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.